Hey artists, welcome back. It's your art teacher Kayla, and today I'm walking you through your next creative step. We're taking everything you've learned to create a still life that reflects your ideas and the drawing skills you've been practicing. Okay, quick check. Without looking in your notes, can you remember what the three main purposes of still life are? Take a moment to think. If you said building skills, communicating ideas, and inspiring creativity, you've got it. Now today, we'll review your project goals, walk through an art demo of your still life drawing, and end with a quick look at your rubric and reflection process. By the end, you'll know exactly what success looks like for your final drawing. Let's pause here to take out your notes, your planning sheets, and a pencil. Place your contour sketch next to your guided notes. We're going to move through these goals fairly quickly so you can check where you're at before you start your final drawing. And of course, feel free to pause the video at any time. Goal 1. I chose 3 to 5 meaningful objects that represent me. Goal 2. My composition uses the rule of thirds to create movement, balance, and focus. Goal 3. My objects are arranged in at least 2 spatial zones to show depth. Goal 4. I used observation skills to create accurate proportions and angles. And Goal 5. My shading shows a full range of values. Now you'll complete this during your final drawing, but if you need a shading refresher, you can revisit our Unit 1 value lesson in your learning materials. Take a moment to finish marking your checklist. Once you're ready, we'll jump into the art demo. As I begin my drawing, I want to choose my anchor object. Now remember, an anchor object is an object that feels the most important or the one that you want to stand out. So think about it as your focal point or your subject. My anchor object is my gold balloon dog sculpture. So I want to observe its height, its width, and angles and make those mental notes about how big it should be on my page. Then I compare everything else back to that anchor. Is another object taller, shorter, closer, farther? These quick observations help me place everything before I start sketching. And once I'm confident, I can begin to start sketching out my composition using light, loose gesture lines. Now these are loose shapes, they're messy. These are the lines that show where each object will go. So nothing's detailed yet. I want to keep my sketch soft, light, so that I'm able to adjust my proportions easily. Now, while I'm drawing and sketching, I want to start cleaning up these gesture lines into simple, clean contour lines. Here's where I double check my proportions, my angles, the negative spaces between my objects. Any and all small tweaks or adjustments do go a long way. Now, while I'm refining my lines, I'm starting to notice where my light and shadows are, where my highlights are, where my shadows fall, where the darkest values collect, my midtones. I want to start identifying and marking where these areas are so I'm prepared before I start adding my values. Now that my sketch feels more accurate, I'm going to start building up my shading. I want to begin lightly and slowly building my darker values, blending as I go. I want to save my darkest darks for last so I do not overdo it. This whole time, I want to keep looking back at my composition. Does this shadow match? Does this look three-dimensional? Do my angles match up? Do my proportions make sense? Does this look believable? As I'm doing this, as I'm revising, reflecting, I'm blending and adjusting and adding depth until everything feels complete. And once you've created your final still life, you'll be able to use a few tools to evaluate your work and reflect on your growth. Let me show you how that works. Now, the rubric and reflection process is probably my favorite. Your rubric breaks this project into 5 clear parts, such as composition, drawing skills, value, craftsmanship, and effort, so you can see how well you met each goal. Now, while you do this, look closely at your artwork and be honest with yourself. The rubric is there to help you recognize what you did well and which skills are growing. Your reflection lets you think about your experience as an artist. You'll answer a few quick questions about what felt successful, what challenged you, and how your choices helped communicate your ideas. It's a moment to pause and notice your growth, your problem solving, creativity, and your efforts as a whole. Together, the rubric and reflection can give you a full picture of your whole progress. When you're ready to create your final still life, you'll need to gather a few materials. You'll need your planning sheets and a project goals checklist to help you stay on track and make sure your composition matches everything we just reviewed earlier. You'll also need 3 to 5 personal objects, a clean white sheet of drawing paper. I recommend 8 by 11 inches or larger so you have plenty of room. A pencil, number 2 or any drawing is fine, an eraser, a pencil sharpener, and something for blending, like a tortilla, a paper towel, Q-tip, or even your finger. Lastly, a clear workspace and a good light source, like a window or a lamp. That'll help you see the shadows you'll shade later. Now you've planned, practiced, and watched the whole process. Now it's your turn. Go at your own pace, use the tools you've learned, and let your creativity guide you. And remember, you can always revisit these videos anytime you need a refresher. Happy creating! Hey!